Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
Presidential address or late-night infomercial?
They gave me Regeneron, and it was, like, unbelievable.
Sometimes it was a little hard to tell.
They're going to say that they're therapeutic, and I guess they are therapeutic. Some people don't know how to define therapeutic. I view it different. It's a cure. I feel like perfect. So I think this was a blessing from God that I caught it.
Did he just...
I caught it. I heard about this drug. I said, let me take it. It was my suggestion. I said, let me take it.
Wow.
I want everybody to be given the same treatment as your president.
The spectacle of a 74-year-old COVID-positive president spruiking miracle cures was a useful reminder of why the vice presidency matters. Either Trump's VP, Mike Pence, or Kamala Harris, 77-year-old Joe Biden's running mate, could end up with the nuclear launch codes. After last week's train wreck...
The question
Supreme Court
is...
Justice,
the
radical
question-
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen,
Pence and Harris were almost civilised.
I also want to congratulate you on the historic nature of your nomination.
But they're still politicians. They traded blows over China, climate change and race.
The President of the United States took a debate stage in front of 70 million Americans and refused to condemn white supremacists.
You're concerned that he doesn't condemn neo-Nazis. President Trump has Jewish grandchildren.
And of course, the catastrophic COVID response. Pence deflected onto Biden's mate Obama.
We actually do know what failure looks like in a pandemic. It was 2009.
While Harris blamed the coronavirus task force led by Mike Pence.
They knew and they covered it up, and they still don't have a plan.
And despite the plexiglass and the growing White House COVID cluster, it was a different airborne organism that stole the show. In a savage indictment of the human candidates, the fly on Mike Pence's head emerged as the clear winner, at least according to the internet. Vote fly.
Well, we're joined now by our man in Washington and the Fly's campaign manager, Michael Williams. So, Michael, if the Fly won, does that mean that both the candidates lost?
You know what? I told myself before we started this that I wasn't going to laugh, and that's already over. It's done. Now, you can say two things certainly about The Fly is that after, I think, 1.5 hours, The Fly has 86,000 Twitter followers by my last count. And his new nickname, people are calling him Mike Pence's only black friend. So, I don't know.
That's genius. We should be serious, though. Do you think the debate has shifted the needle for anyone?
I don't think so. At this point, I think what it did do is sort of reinforce the style of the two campaigns. Actually, you have one campaign and one now administration that's running on its record. You have Mike Pence in the unenviable position of trying to defend the Trump administration's response to COVID, the subsequent collapse of the economy. But Kamala just is clearly the much more compelling speaker, the more compelling person overall.
In a presidential campaign this weird, though, where you've got the sitting president with coronavirus and debates not being able to happen and all of that sort of stuff going on, does the vice presidential debate take on more importance than it normally would?
Well, it's a very interesting question. I think that there were a lot of interesting visuals besides The Fly. You know, when you have the guy who's in charge of the administration's coronavirus response team, who's sitting behind two sheets of plexiglass because of the absolute failure of that response. I mean, the White House in this past week had more positive tests than Taiwan. I mean, it's just when you have Donald Trump, who's such a puncher anyway, I don't think that you're going to be in a position where Mike Pence is going to say anything any more strong, bold, or, I don't know, untruthful than President Trump is going to say for himself, you know, when he's on the stage.
Michael, speaking of President Trump and his health, his recent behaviour has been slightly more erratic than usual. How much can we read into that?
On a scale of what to what? I mean, it's very difficult to sort of judge that. There's a lot of speculation about the president being on this, what doctors are calling an unprecedented blend of cocktails and therapies and treatments, and the suspected effect it may have on his responses, on his attitude, on his demeanor. Who really knows except for him? We certainly are not getting any accurate information from the medical team. So, yeah, good luck with that one.
Michael, obviously it's the middle of the night there, but we're hearing reports here in Australia. I wonder if you can confirm them, that the Fly has actually tested positive for coronavirus. Can you confirm that, please?
I've spoken to his people, and they said that they have a firm policy of don't mask, don't tell. So we'll have to wait.
Michael, the concern is, though, that if he does test positive, he will actually have a new strand called coronavirus.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Very nice.
And you know what? And boom goes the dynamite.
I'm so sorry. I'll see myself out.
Michael, as always, great to chat. Thanks for your time this evening.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
So we saw how Mike Pence handled the fly there, and I don't want to. We need to look forward. We can't look back. But
Right.
You might remember how Barack Obama once handled a fly.
Hey, get out of here.
That's the most persistent fly I've ever seen. Nice.
That was pretty impressive, wasn't it? I got it. I got the sucker.
It's on. It's right there.
It's right there. You want to film that? There it is.
Maybe today was about revenge or something. I don't know.
You got to love the details, man.